Hello everyone, this is Persephone, and a new viewer asked me to make a video about boycotting and toxic positivity in the coming industry. I'm not really sure about the boycotting part, but I'm just going to share some highly inflammatory secrets and controversial opinions about the industry that hopefully they're going to help you as someone who is starting or someone who is discouraged. And I have two goals. One goal is for you to make a lot of money and stay safe with my advice. And for the second goal is to make my channel the only real source of information in the industry, because honestly 95% of the things that you're going to hear are garbage. So let's say you're strapped for cash, because in my opinion there is no other reason to be in that industry other than that you desperately need money and all of the other options have been exhausted, or your mental and physical health are being compromised and you are not in a position to hold down normal jobs, or that your country is a third world country and the normal jobs will help you get out in 137 years and you're probably going to be dead. So you start researching online and you see two different opinions. Opinion number one is the very toxic positive one that is going to say, yeah, build your empire, queen, or I'm Mistress Violet XXX and I'm a fully clothed model and I sit on Chaturbate 1 hour every week and I make 10,000 a month. And the other opinion is, oh my God, girl, you're going to be scammed. Only the 0.0001% of OnlyFans girls make money. So you're going to show your butthole for money and the pictures are going to be online until 2100. And you'll make $200 in total. So you're watching this and you're thinking, okay, which one is true? What's going on here? So I'm going to have some good news and I'm going to have some bad news. I don't know what you want to hear first. I'm going to start with the good news because I aspire to be a positive and uplifting person. The good news is that there is a tremendous amount of money to be made in the industry and you can get that money for yourself. The bad news directly connected to that, I consider that industry a zero-sum game, which means that for you to win, someone else has to lose. I know that this opinion is extremely unpopular, but I'm going to tell you a simple example. If you want to be on the top 100 on the ManyVids page, you have to kick someone out of their position, outrank them, and take their rank. Or to use NightFlirt as an example, usually from my experience dealing with thousands of these men every month, a guy goes on NightFlirt with, let's say, $20 on his account, $50, 100, and he's going to pleasure himself, YouTube, appropriate term, with whoever is available. If you're not available, some other girl is going to take the money, and then after his bank account is empty and his balls are empty, he's going to leave. So the people who tell me to have an abundant mentality and that there is room for everyone, either they're not in business or they just want to eliminate you from competition before you even begin. There is no room for everyone. This is a battlefield, and we have to kill and climb to get ahead. The faster you understand that, the better. Also, I have a problem with people who are contacting me, and I had quite a few of them in the past. That's why I stopped making cam video advice. I think I had started a long time ago, and the videos were very successful, but I stopped. Because they are contacting me and they're saying, hey, I want you to help me make money on the adult industry, but I don't want to show my body, and I don't want to show my face, and I don't want to really dirty talk, and I don't want anyone to find out, and I only have 2 hours a month. Can you help me? I can't. If I could, I would be so rich right now that I would just write the book and post it and you wouldn't have to see me. So the second part is that the people who are willing to stay online as many hours as it takes, and the people who are willing to basically fight competition, can take a huge part of that pie. If you go and you buy into the whole bullshit of, oh, women supporting women, sex workers supporting sex workers, you're going to be eliminated. I'm really sorry. I say this because last week my account on NightFlirt was frozen for 2 days because I was reported as an AI. I don't catfish anyone. I had filtered pictures, I admit to that, but it was still me. And this was also stupid because I had over 300 or 400 live shows in all of my listings. So if I'm catfishing with AI pictures, out of all of these several hundreds of men, no one said anything. No one reported me as a catfish. No one complained on a show. I have 3 or 4 candidates on NightFlirt, women, who are there ever since 2002, who I believe reported me because I'm doing exactly what I told you. I'm stealing their clients, blatantly. Do you know how I'm stealing their clients? Way number one is that many people recognize me from YouTube, which is unfair competition, but it does happen. So they come to the side, not sure what they're going to do, and then they see me, and then they're like, oh my God, I have to talk to Persephone. Wow, I feel like talking to a celebrity. Let me tell you everything about my twinsies. So that is a way that I do that. The second way is that I'm a proud dystopian sex slave who has no life and has the lines open 16 hours per day. So if you are around and I'm around, we are going to cross paths. And I very often see guys saying, I worship Mistress Violetta XXX, and then they contact me for a session behind Mistress Violetta's back. So I understand why I piss people off. I mean, like I said, it's a battlefield. I don't like my enemy, but if my enemy attempts to eliminate me, I get it. This is how the game is played. So if you want to make a lot of money, you're going to have to be aggressive, and you're going to have to delete the mentality that we are holding hands and singing there and we are in some kind of sisterhood. We are not. If you want a sisterhood, you can have it outside the industry. I say that, and I may sound extreme, or I may sound toxic or psychopathic, but I've seen so many girls getting backstabbed by their so-called best friend in the industry. Don't be the sucker. Prevention is the best cure. The other very toxic positivity and outright lie and delusion is that there is a market for everyone. And that no matter how you look like, it doesn't matter if you're 400 pounds and 3,000 years old and you don't show your face, you're going to make a lot of money. You are not. So if you see, again, the front page of ManyVids, because I think that on ManyVids you can see everything you need to see, it's light-skinned white girls, light-skinned Asian girls, token light-skinned Black and Latina girls. Even the girls who are more curvy, they still have this kind of figure that is kind of like bigger breasts and a bigger butt and a small waist. And even the older women there are still incredibly sexy. They're not the type of woman that is in her 40s or in her 50s and you're going to see her on the street. And this type of woman, she turns heads on the street. She stops men on their tracks on the street. I'm not saying this to discourage you. I'm just saying, though, I may be a white person in a sense of having the privilege. I do have the privilege, but I'm never going to lie to you. If you don't fit the very mainstream porn beauty standards, you are going to have to work 3 or 4 times as hard to make the same amount of money. Your pool is going to shrink. And you are going to have to compete with people who are like you in a way more competitive way too. So that doesn't mean that if you're not white, you cannot make money, or if you're not skinny, you cannot make money. You can. But the effort and the amount of time and the bullshit you're going to hear are going to multiply compared to what I hear or what other women hear who are white and on the thinner side. That is undeniable. I don't want to lie to anyone. I don't say this to discourage you. If you don't have money, you're going to have to try despite what odds do you have. I say this because if we're mentally prepared that something is going to be hard, you have higher chances of succeeding compared to going there as an airhead, and society will want to make you an airhead. I see so many people quitting for difficulties that, in my opinion, it was 100% sure you're going to face that problem. And you didn't know because no one told you. So then you get discouraged. You start thinking, it's me, it's my fault. It's not your fault. And I'm going to make videos about all of these difficulties. I don't care if people get offended. I'm going to tell you, I reached the lowest point of my life in terms of being a coward because I was seriously thinking of quitting YouTube so that the men who sexually harass me don't get offended. Let them get offended. Who the fuck cares? So in a similar way, I don't care if I'm going to offend women either. My goal is to help you. So, no matter what body type you have, you can make money, but you have to look your best at that body type. So if you have a bigger butt and you are, let's say, a white girl, you have to work out to make that butt look good. You cannot look like a wife or a girlfriend who let herself go. The number one compliment I get from this man is, oh my God, you're white. I can't stop myself. I'm crazy because you're white. Degrading, yes. Dehumanizing, yes. Is super easy money, also yes. The second is, oh my God, you don't look like my wife. You don't look like my girlfriend. She has let herself go. I wish she was like you. Especially from American men who are, in my opinion, they made me lose my, 1% appeal I had in marriage or relationships. Their biggest complaint is that their wife gained weight, their wife doesn't work out, she doesn't wear sexy underwear and sexy panties, and she let herself go. I hear this 20 times a day on average. So if we want to take the money from this man, we have to look the opposite of the wife or the girlfriend. You have to, once and for all, delete the lie from your mind that the girl next door makes money. The girl next door on a porn film makes money. The girl next door in the real door doesn't make anything. That's too common. They can have it. They can go on Tinder and have these women who are going to have sex with them for free. No one pays for that. So what does the girl next door mean? If you have some extra weight, no one in the porn industry is going to say anything, but by extra weight, I mean 10 extra pounds, not 55. Unless you want to go to the big, beautiful woman category, and then I have no opinion. I don't know anything about this category. And you're going to have to find someone who is into this type of fetish. But because I personally believe that if it's not healthy, it's not sexy, it all starts with going to your doctor, finding how is your health, finding your ideal weight and your ideal BMI for like body mass index for your body, for what suits to you, and trying to get there. So, for example, you see Jennifer Lopez, she has a very different body compared to, let's say, Dakota Fanning. They're both pretty though, but they both take care of themselves. That's what I'm trying to say. All of these women who say, I'm showing up on cam with my boyfriend's shirt and I look sexy, or I wear granny panties and I look sexy, we call these women liars. Unless they're like Amaranth and they have a following of millions where Amaranth can sit on camera in a hoodie and cough and she's going to make money. We're not on that level. I'm not on that level. You have to dress sexy. What sex is for you? I would say safe options, thongs, lace, tank tops, whatever makes you look and feel good and you would wear to impress a new boyfriend. Forget all of the other crap that you hear. I mean, I stand to think that there are women who troll Reddit and they troll sex worker forums writing wrong advice on purpose. Because I have tried all of that advice when it was first beginning, and I went from making $200 in one day to making $2 in one day wearing a hoodie. So wearing a hoodie doesn't pay off for me, and I wouldn't recommend it for you. Our number one goal is quick cash. The other thing that you have to know in this industry is that there are going to be so many women who are going to try to enable your failure. I'm going to recommend insert the David Goggins philosophy here that I have become a fanatic of. And he says, when you suck, look up in the mirror, the accountability mirror. You can look the guy up. He's crazy, but he also has a hot body, and says, you ain't shit. He is cursing a lot. So in a similar way, if you have a bad day and you go to a forum and you say, do you have a slow day? They're going to give you every toxic positivity excuse on the book. It's Christmas, it's New Year's, it's before Christmas, it's after New Year's, it's full moon, you're a Pisces, they are out with their wives, they don't have a lot of money, it's the dystopian economy. Like, I could go on and find 50 more reasons, all that I've read on campsites. In reality, there are still people making $1,000 a day, and also there are a lot more money to be made on times of financial hardship compared to prosperous times, as weird as it may sound for people like us who are hustlers. So if you aren't doing well, you have to stay truthful to yourself at all times and say, I'm not doing well. I'm going to tell you a way that I eliminate the not doing well thing. And this comes from Hormozy, the businessman. Volume beats luck. If I have my lines open 12 hours a day, a minimum of 8 hours, I'm going to make money. Doesn't matter if it's $50. It's never going to be 2. If I have my lines open and truly it's full moon and all the twins guys became werewolves, but I film content in between, I'm going to have 2 hours of content. And if I edit it, I'm definitely going to make money on sales, either now or later. So you're not going to be sitting around wondering what happened and trying to figure out imaginary reasons or enablers. Enablers want you to fail. I'm just telling you, I know this philosophy is not for everyone. You have to start being tough with yourself. The other extremely popular advice that is extremely wrong is, oh, you feel bad, take a week off, take care of yourself, take 1 month off, take a break from coming. When you come back, it's going to be you, your dog's fake account, and maybe a bot recording your show. These are the people who are going to be there. I don't take days off. If I absolutely have to take something off, it's going to be hours off. Let's say I take my morning off to go work out, fine. In the afternoon, I'm there. Let's say I take the afternoon off. At night, I'm going to be there. Let's say I'm in the hospital, I'm dying, I can't do anything, then I can't do anything. But as long as I'm not hospitalized, I'm working. Either I'm going to be scripting content, or I'm going to be watching other people's content to see what is my competition doing, or I'm going to be online, something. When you take days off, you forget the basic principle of this industry. We are getting paid to be sexually harassed by delusional erotomaniac men or extremely dysfunctional married men nobody wants. Their need to sexually harass someone or to spend time with someone who makes them feel good because their wife doesn't care anymore is more intense than breathing. They need that more than oxygen. So if you take a day off, they may let that go. If you take 2 days off, they will come back to stalk you. If they take 3 days, you take 3 days off, they're going to be saying this fucking bitch doesn't care about me. If you take 7 days off, they're now worshiping Mistress Violetta XOXO. You lost them. This is how the industry is. You have to get in the shoes of extremely mentally ill, needy, clingy people who are stuck in the age of 2 to 5 years old. Like, they have dependent personality disorder. So I don't know where all of these people who say take 2 months off of coming for your mental health come from. Probably the mountains or the basement, or they just want you to fail. Also for me, having my income drop $3,000, $5,000 in a month is extremely stressful. Even if I take the day off and I know that I have no money coming in and my medical expenses are over the rooftop because of my health, then I can't really relax. This reminds me of people like my father who come from old money and they say things like, oh, you're stressed about rent, why don't you buy a house? Like, disconnect it from reality. Dude, park your spaceship. You need to have a minimum amount of money that you want them coming in every day, and you sit and do your shift until the money come in. That's it. No whining, no delusional beliefs, no enabling. You can decide how much it is, 50, 100, 200, it's up to you. For me, it varies. There was a day where I said I want 250 today. There was a day where I said I want 500 today. There was a day I was like, if 50 comes, it's fine. Have money coming from elsewhere. But remember, you do your shift because you need one client to get that money in many cases. So in general, avoid all of these forums. They're full of wrong advice. How long you stay online matters. Don't take days off, take blocks of time off, or maximum 1 day off is if I'm very generous. How you look matters. Aim to look your best, work out, eat healthy, take care of your health. The idea that there is a market for everyone is patently untrue. There is a tiny market for specific people, and I know that at least one person who is watching this video is going to say, hey, I know Mistress Violetta and she's 99 years old and she's on the granny category, she's killing it. Yeah, but how many grannies do you know? If I find a category where I dress up as a penguin when it's not Halloween, and I'm scaring out men at night on the street, and you watch this video and you pleasure yourself, I'm going to be number one because this fetish is so stupid that no one else is doing it. But can I sell this video massively to men, or are they going to block me and say, you're mentally ill, go on 4chan? So you aim to do what is common sense. You avoid looking like a girlfriend or a wife who has been married for 15 years and doesn't even care what you do and if you are alive or dead. You look sexy, what you would wear the first week you are with a new man and you want to impress him. You avoid sisterhoods, friendships, and other stuff with poisonous snakes from the industry. You know that you have to maybe work harder than others, and you're determined to work hard and get your money because it doesn't matter. Don't let racism stop you. Don't let fetishes stop you. Don't let anything stop you. You are getting that money right now. Stop looking for excuses, stop whining, and start looking for ways to make it happen, which is grinding it. And you don't need a mastermind group for that. For you to win, someone else has to lose. I know I'm going to be labeled a psychopath. I don't care. You have to make money. There aren't endless men. Coming isn't like in America, the country that they print money. When I watched that documentary like Zeitgeist, I think, where they said they have a printing machine and they print money, so inflation happens and all of these things, I was shocked. We don't print men though. There is a specific amount of men that visit the campsite every day that they're going to be into you. You're going to be able to keep them on the phone, or you're going to be able to keep them on the private. And most of these men are already attached to someone like glitches. So start seeing this like a war, not like a sisterhood. And you're going to do so well. Do what I say, a minimum of 8 hours a day, see it as a job, and you're going to be thanking me in a couple of months with your new 5 digits a month money. Yes, you can do it. It can happen. Thank you for watching.